Joining us via Skype from Orlando, Florida now is Seema Mohapatra, who's an associate professor of law at the Barry University School of Law. And we thank you very much for your time. This story has confused me. I'm sure it has confused plenty of other people. Is it about the embryos? Is it about the law? Is it about the states? Tell me.
So this is a very unusual case. I have never seen a case specifically using trust law to try to get pre-embryo rights, but obviously the people that brought the lawsuit, which it's not really clear who exactly brought the lawsuit, had done their research, since Louisiana has one of the most unusual state laws because it does allow the embryo to sue.
So the key here is that, and correct me if I'm wrong here, this distinction, or perhaps it's a lack of distinction, between embryo and pre-embryo.
So pre-embryo is before it is implanted into a womb, whether it's a womb of an intended mother, a surrogate, so it only becomes an embryo after it's implanted. It's a pre-embryo when the eggs here, Vergara's eggs and Loeb's sperm was fertilized and then frozen. And so it's still in the pre-embryo stage. The statute in Louisiana, there actually has never been a lawsuit that I'm familiar with and that I've looked based on this statute. And so this is a case of first impression for sure, even though the statute has been around since 1986.
Okay, so help me out here. The pre-embryos are in California. This has been filed in Louisiana. Surely the location matters. Are we saying that you can't just bring...
There's a trust that has been set up, which is very unusual, on behalf of these pre-embryos, which they have named. And so the theory is the trustee is suing on behalf of the rights of these pre-embryos, which in most cases in the United States, cases about embryo disposition, they have been seen as property and not as people. And so this is a very unusual case, but the nexus for Louisiana is the fact that the trust was set up in Louisiana, and Louisiana actually has a trust code that allows you to sue based on the rights of trustees.
Seema Mohapatra, thank you for that. I am now less confused, I would say, but still surprised at the whole thing. Thank you for your time. Andrew Chappelle, what are people